Hey guys, it's Haley and welcome to another bookish video. Today I'm going to be getting into my 5-star book predictions for 2025. I am so excited to share this video with you guys. I love doing 5-star predictions every year. If you saw my video from yesterday, then you know that I absolutely failed, crashed, and burned when it came to my 2024 5-star predictions. We're gonna try to make that right in 2025. I put a lot of thought into gathering these books. I have 12 books to share with you that I predict I will give 5 stars in 2025. So obviously that means all of these books are going on my 2025 TBR. I'm really going to prioritize them, and there are a few new releases included in this list that will be coming out in 2025. I think 2 of them were on my most anticipated releases. Obviously, if I'm highly anticipating it, double-edged sword, because there's a high standard, but there's also a high likelihood that I'm gonna really enjoy it. Either way, I'm really excited to read all of these books, and let's go ahead and get into it. I also feel like Nancy Wheeler in this getup. I don't know what possessed me to be like so 80s cheerleader core right now, but I'm kind of loving it. I feel like I'm in a Fear Street book. Let's go ahead and get into my 5-star predictions that are not released yet. I have 3 of them, and the first one is the new release from Rachel Harrison in 2025. Of course, I'm gonna love it. Rachel Harrison is one of my favorite authors. She has written my 2 top books from this year and last year, so it would just make sense that her new release is one of my favorites next year as well. Her 2025 release doesn't have a cover yet, but it's called Play Nice, and it basically sounds like a mesh between How to Sell a Haunted House by Grady Hendrix, which was my favorite book of last year, and Home Before Dark by Riley Sager, which I gave 4.5 stars, I believe. I love both of those books, and Play Nice sounds like all of the best parts of both spun into something totally new and more like for the girly pops, which I think Rachel Harrison does feminist horror with beautiful commentary so well. Here's the synopsis for Play Nice. A woman must confront the demons of her past when she attempts to fix up her childhood home. She has a perfect lifestyle as an influencer and stylist, but beneath the glossy veneer, she harbors a not-so-glamorous secret. She grew up in an allegedly haunted house. Well, not haunted, but possessed. After her messy divorce, her mother, Alex, moved her and her sisters out of the house that was occupied by a demon, or so she claimed. But that's not what her and her sisters remember, or what the courts determined when they stripped her mother of the custody of the children. But her mother was insistent. She even wrote an entire book about her experience there. After her mother's sudden death, the supposedly possessed house passes on to her and her sisters. So she goes to make some house flipping content, and she discovers the evil presence there. Obviously, it's going to be trauma, but it's also going to be possession. I am so excited for this. How could this not be 5 stars? It has so many relations to other books that I've already loved and given 5 stars, and it's Rachel Harrison, and her writing style speaks to my soul. Like, I'm gonna be obsessed. Next up, we have With a Vengeance by Riley Sager, which we literally just got this cover reveal 2 days ago. I'm so excited for it. This is a thriller with a deadly game. You guys, you know I love a game thriller. I fucking love a thriller with a game, and it's Riley Sager. If this isn't a 5-star, y'all can shoot me in the face. Actually, don't do that, but it's gonna be 5 stars. It's a deadly game of survival and revenge as Anna has waited 12 years to confront the people who destroyed her family. Now she's lured them into an overnight luxury train journey from Philly to Chicago to extract confessions and hand them to the authorities at the end of the line. But Anna's plan is derailed by the murder of one of the passengers, forcing her to hunt the mystery killer while protecting her sworn enemies. It's a race against the clock as the train barrels towards its final destination with Anna's life hanging in the balance. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? That sounds incredible. And the last 2025 release that I have is a 5-star prediction is My Ex the Antichrist. I love that title. My Ex The Antichrist by Craig DeLuey. Craig DeLuey wrote one of my favorite books of this year, which was How to Make a Horror Movie and Survive. And this book is about a girl whose ex is literally the devil, like the Antichrist. How could I not? Like, how could I not? How could I not love it? I don't know. All of these books have different release dates, I believe. Rachel Harrison's doesn't come out until like September. Yeah, it comes out on 9/9, but the other two come out in June. The Craig DeLuey actually comes out on my birthday, and the Riley Sager one comes out a week after. I would love to do a 5-star prediction vlog with those two books. Now we will get into the other 9 books on my 5-star prediction list. None of these are released in 2025, obviously, because I have them here with me now, but they're all things that I really think have a high likelihood of me giving them 5 stars. First up, we have A Simple Plan by Scott Smith. I've given Scott Smith 5 stars in the past. The Ruins is one of my favorite horror books ever, and this is like the horror of Scott Smith that I already love, combined with a fast-paced and interesting, kind of gamey thriller plot that I think is really going to grab my attention as well. We're following a group of guys who come upon a plane crash where the pilot is dead, everyone on board is dead, and there's a bag of $4 million in cash. Huh? Yeah, so they basically just decide what they do from there. And that plot sounds really similar to Something in the Water by Catherine Steadman, which I also really enjoyed for the whole like moral dilemma elements of it all. I think that's going to be a big part of this book. I'm hoping that I'm going to give it 5 stars. Next up, we have Marrow by Taryn Fisher, which, okay, we're already going off the rails a little. This is a bold prediction because I've given Taryn Fisher almost nothing but 1 and 2 stars in the past, but I've heard, pray tell, that her older books are so much better than her current publications ever since she got picked up by a publisher rather than indie publishing. So we will see with Marrow. The synopsis reminds me of a lot of things that I've enjoyed in the past. So we are following a girl who makes friends with her wheelchair-bound neighbor, and this unlikely duo starts solving the disappearances of missing little girls. What they find when they find a missing girl completely changes them, and with a new perspective on life, our main character is determined to find evil and punish it. She starts targeting rapists and child molesters one by one. I feel like this is going to be like cathartic revenge with a weird possessed little girl and her wheelchair-bound neighbor, like the cutest little duo fighting rapists. Like, I'm so down for that. I'm going out on a limb with this one, but I hope it's 5 stars. Next up, we have Lucky Dogs by Helen Schulman. And this is about 2 girls who meet each other like in line somewhere. Yeah, in line at an ice cream kiosk in Paris. And when a leering male hassles the pair of them, one of them pulls out a knife and a sisterhood is born. Both of them have been victims of violence perpetuated by men, and both are warriors. One is trained and calculating, and one is instinctually ferocious. They each think they know who they're dealing with, but both are very, very wrong. Collision course of 2 murderous women. Well, yes, if anything's gonna be a 5-star for me, it's this. Next up, we have some family trauma horror. That's gonna be 5 stars, like automatically. I'm gonna tell you that right now. And it's by Laurel Hightower, which I've given her 5 stars multiple times in the past. This is The Day of the Door. It's about 4 siblings bound together by their eldest brother's violent death. After he was killed, he was dragged behind closed doors, and the official finding was accidental death, but they know better, and they've never forgiven their mother for it. Now, 2 decades later, the mother promises to reveal the truth of what happened on the day of the door. Accompanied by a paranormal investigative team, the Lasco family comes together, and no one is prepared for the revelations waiting for them on the 3rd floor of their home. What? Paranormal investigators, family trauma. It's giving so many other books that I've already loved so much. I think I'm in for 5 stars. Next up, we have a YA book, so going out on a limb, but there are themes that I really like. This is Asking for It by Louise O'Neill. I've put this on a TBR multiple times in 2024, but I never got around to it. 2025, I'm making it happen, and I'm predicting that I'll give it 5 stars. It's about a girl who goes to a party, is roofied and assaulted, and the aftermath that happens in her town. It reminds me of Beartown without the hockey element and written by a woman, so I loved Beartown so much. I don't know how I could not love this as well. Next up, we have something a little bit different, and that is manga. I put a horror manga on my 5-star predictions for 2024, and when I read Uzumaki, I gave it 4.5, literally so close, out of 5 stars. I loved it so much. I'm getting more into manga. I'm really liking the horrorification of manga. If you have horror manga recs for me, please, please, please put them down below. I will buy them. This is one that I actually literally just got shipped to my house today because one of my sweet patrons was my Secret Santa. We do like a book exchange every Christmas on my Patreon, and my Secret Santa from the Pretty Girl Book Club book exchange sent me PTSD Radio, and I'm so excited to get into this. This is volume 1. I have almost like no clue what this is about. I talked about it with Aspen a little bit, and she said I would like it. My boyfriend also had heard of it, and he was like, yeah, that is so you. So we will see. It says, an unseen hand tugs at your braid. You find an old sealed box with a tangled mess of dark hair inside. In the hallway outside your room, a river of curls is slinking away, an ominous lump at its heart. It won't be long before you feel Oguchi-sama's fingers slithering across your scalp. Before it's too late, tune into PTSD Radio. What the hell? I don't know what any of that means. Why is it kind of giving like The Ring, post-apocalyptic The Ring with a side dish of Saw? I don't know what's going on here, but I hope I love it. Next up, we have some Monstrous Women and Weird Girl lit fic, which is a setup for me to give 5 stars. Animal by Lisa Tadeo. It's about a woman who has faced much violence from men, and so she goes to try to make sense of her past. I believe she like seeks someone out. Yeah, she flees New York for LA to unravel the horrific events that she witnessed as a child that have haunted her every waking moment while forging the power to finally strike back. So again, childhood trauma, ferocious women getting revenge. I'm in. Getting into my last couple 5-star predictions here, we have Still Missing by Chevy Stevens, and I really would like a better copy of this to read because this one's not great. It's really rough, I'm not gonna lie. But this is the copy that I have. I believe I got it from Book Outlet like over 5 years ago. So that's kind of wild that I still haven't read it, especially because people love this book. People say this is a really dark, really intense thriller, and it feels like one of the like classic thriller recommendations. I don't know why I haven't read it yet. I just haven't, but it's time. And so many people have told me it's a missing kid thriller. It's super, super dark. It's similar to Pretty Girls. I might like it. I think I'm gonna give it 5 stars. I think it will give me the nostalgic feelings of like reading some of the first thrillers that I read on my channel. So this is a story of a woman's abduction told from the perspective after she is recovered, and I guess like through her therapy sessions. She's trying to put together everything that happened to her, but we have like past, present, everything coming together. It's supposed to be really dark. I'm ready. I really need to do a Chevy Stevens taste test because I feel like I'm gonna love her books and I'm gonna go down a rabbit hole. And the last 5-star prediction I have on my list for 2025 is Jawbone by Monica Ojeda. And this is a horror book about a culty group of girls a la the Heathers or Bunny, and they get together after school to worship this made-up drag queen god, which, like, yes, well, yes. And even more perilous than their god of their own invention is the secret that 2 of the girls share, which was rooted in a dare where violence met love. Is this gonna be queer? It sounds like a mishmash of pop culture references, horror concepts drawn from H.P. Lovecraft, and anonymous creepypastas, which I love, like Lovecraftian creepypasta from Reddit. Like, yes, that is my brain. It's about the potentiality of adolescence and the fine line between desire and fear. Like, it's giving attachment dynamics. It's giving very emotionally intelligent horror influences that I love. How can it not be 5 stars? I am super confident about this list. Let me know what you guys think of these books down below. If you have given any of these 5 stars, please tell me. If you have hated any of these books and you really think that I'm not gonna give it 5 stars, you can also tell me that. Thank you guys so much for watching this video and keeping up with Happy Hailey Days. I have an entire Happy Hailey Days playlist that I will link for you if you have not caught up on some of the episodes. We're up to 14 videos now. We have 11 left. I'm really loving making this content for you guys, and I hope you're enjoying it too. If you like this video, go ahead and give it a like and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. And don't forget to go to therapy and read a book this week. I will see you guys in my next one. Bye!